Hello everyone, this is me Pooja Training Wali from Rehan AI Teachers Training Page 21. Today I have a conversation with Maya on Sesame and my topic is Overcoming Procrastination. So first I would like to add Sesame here and now I will call Maya.
Hi, what's going on?
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. How's your day been so far?
My day is going good. Today I have a topic to discuss with you, and my topic is overcoming procrastination.
Oh, nice. Procrastination is such a universal struggle, honestly. What's been on your mind about it lately?
Yeah, I have many questions related to it. So I want to ask you, hope you will clear my queries and my all confusion regarding to it.
Absolutely, fire away. I'm happy to work through it with you. What's the first thing you're curious about?
Yes, my first question is why do people procrastinate?
Good starting point. Honestly, it rarely boils down to pure laziness like people assume. Usually, procrastination is actually about emotion regulation. We avoid tasks that make us feel bad. Like, is it the task itself that's stressful, or the fear of failure, or feeling overwhelmed? Our brains kind of short circuit and we grab whatever feels immediately better, even if it's just scrolling through TikTok. Does
Exactly.
that resonate with you at all?
Yes. Tell me, how does
Yeah,
procrastination?
that's the classic.
Okay, I have another question.
How does it affect us
No,
overall?
no.
Go ahead.
My question is the connection of procrastination with productivity. How does procrastination affect productivity?
Uh, Makes sense. Okay, so procrastination is basically like a productivity tax. Each delay creates a snowball effect. It causes stress, not just, at the deadline, but before it too, like anxiety eating away at you. Then there's the rush to finish, and honestly, a lot of work is just not your best when you're scrambling. What do you think? Do you feel like you do better work when you give yourself real time versus when you're last minute?
Yes, I feel good.
Exactly. It's not just output quantity either. Quality really takes a hit with procrastination. And beyond the work itself, procrastinating can damage our self confidence too. Like,
Yes.
you keep telling yourself you'll get to it later, which wears down your belief in your own ability to follow through. It's like this cycle where the behavior feeds back into itself negatively.
Yes, you're right. Okay, tell me about some common causes of procrastination.
Okay, so it's pretty layered. Stress, definitely, a lot of times, procrastination is just stress manifesting as avoidance. Perfectionism is a big one too, which seems counterintuitive, but the fear of not being able to do something perfectly makes people avoid starting at all. Also, task aversion, basically finding a task dull or unpleasant. Then there's bad planning, not breaking down projects, which makes things seem overwhelming. And
Okay,
yeah, distractions are part of it, but they're usually a symptom of something deeper going on. Does that all make sense so far?
all right. Okay, my next question is related to mental health. How can procrastination impact our mental health?
This is a big one. It's not just that procrastination causes stress when you're facing a deadline, it's that it creates this ongoing feeling of guilt and self criticism. Like, you should be doing something, but you're not. And that gap creates anxiety and shame. Over time, chronic procrastination can absolutely contribute to feelings of depression, low self esteem, and just the general sense of being overwhelmed and inadequate. The
Good.
cycle really eats at you. It feeds that negativity bias too, where you're focused on what you're failing to do instead of what you're accomplishing.
Okay, what are the signs of procrastination?
So you've got the usual ones, constantly putting things off, waiting until the last minute, making excuses for why you can't start. But it gets trickier, like emotional signs too. Constant guilt, anxiety about unfinished tasks, feeling overwhelmed even when you don't have that much to do. And then there's the little distraction patterns, cleaning your room instead of working on that report, responding to every email immediately when you should be writing. Those are kind of masking behaviors to avoid the real thing.
Okay, tell me how can setting goals help to reduce procrastination?
Goals matter because they give you direction, but here's the catch: bad goals can make it worse. Vague goals like get healthy don't work because they're too broad. You
Yes,
want
you are
smart
right.
goals,
Goals give direction. Hello, are you there?
measurable, try right, introduction of paper. Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I think I was cut off mid sentence.
Sorry, there was,
We were talking about SMART
I think
goals
so,
for
there was
productivity,
internet
specific.
issue. There was internet issue due to which your voice stuck. So I was worried about are you there or not?
Oh, got it. Yeah, thanks for checking. It's all good here now. Looks like the connection cleared up. So, we were talking about SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound, and how they help overcome procrastination by giving you concrete steps instead of just vague intentions. Does that sound right?
Yeah, you're right. Okay, let's talk about time management. Why is time management important to overcome procrastination?
Hmm. Time management's not just about fitting more stuff in, it actually gives you control. Procrastination thrives in chaos, but when you've got a plan, it's harder to get lost in endless scrolling or random tasks. Techniques like time blocking, scheduling specific times for specific things can be huge. But here's what I think gets missed: it's also about protecting your time, learning to say no, delegating when possible, minimizing interruptions.
All right. My next question is how can breaking tasks into smaller steps help?
Totally, like massively. That big assignment looks overwhelming, terrifying even, but one email, one page outline, 15 minutes of research, suddenly it's way less scary. Your brain loves that first small win because it releases dopamine, little burst of reward, and that makes you want to keep going. It's like momentum. Once you start moving, it's easier to keep moving.
Okay, let's talk about motivation. What role does motivation play in avoiding procrastination?
Motivation is key. But here's what's tricky: you can't wait for motivation to strike. Because let's be real, sometimes it just doesn't show up. Discipline is what you need instead of motivation. I call it showing up anyways, even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. Because
Yeah.
consistently showing up builds momentum, kind of primes the motivational pump eventually. Does that ring true for you?
Yes. How can distractions lead to procrastination?
Distractions are kind of like procrastination's best friend. Every time you switch from your main task to something else, phone notifications, random thoughts, social media, your brain has to refocus. That takes mental energy. The more you bounce around, the harder it gets to settle back into work. It also gives procrastination backdoor. Just let me quickly check this email. Then suddenly it's 30 minutes later. The key is to identify where your your distractions are so you can limit them.
Yeah, you are right. Okay, tell me about some effective ways to stay focused.
Okay, some strategies. First, identify focus times and schedule your hardest work then. Next, create a distraction free zone. Phone on silent, close unnecessary tabs. The Pomodoro technique can work well 25 minutes of focused work, 5-minute break. And don't underestimate the power of rewarding yourself. It doesn't have to be huge, just something small that you enjoy after you complete a chunk.
You mean that we should also take break while working, is it?
Exactly. Breaks aren't just downtime, they help your brain consolidate information. Trying to power through for hours usually leads to burnout. Those little 5 to 10 minute breaks give you a mental reset, make your focus more sustainable. Something about stepping away makes coming back clearer.
Okay, tell me about daily routine. How can a daily routine help to reduce procrastination?
Routine builds momentum and reduces decision fatigue. When you wake up and already know roughly what you're doing at 9, 10, 11, you've got less mental friction. It becomes less of a should I or shouldn't I battle and more just, this is what I do next. It's like having a script for your day, which frees up energy to actually focus on your tasks instead of deciding what they should be.
Yeah, you are right. Daily routine is everything.
It really is. Consistency builds competence too.
Okay, tell me about self disciplines, why it is important to overcome procrastination.
Self discipline is basically your muscle for doing hard stuff, even when you don't feel like it. Motivation fades, willpower is finite, but self discipline is the habit of showing up anyway. It's that ability to say no to impulse distractions when they show up and stick to whatever plan you've set for yourself, whether you're feeling fired up about it or not. What does
Okay,
discipline look like for you when you're trying procrastination?
yes, discipline is everything. If we behave good and have a disciplined manner, then everyone can feel good and respect us.
Totally agree. There's something dignified about just doing what needs doing without needing to feel motivated every second. It's a
Yes,
kind of inner strength that most people notice and respect. That consistent dependability goes a long way, doesn't it?
yeah. Okay, let's talk about techniques. Tell me about some techniques that can be used to stop procrastination.
All right. So, practical techniques. The 2 minute rule mentioned earlier, where you commit to something for just 2 minutes. Surprisingly often, that's enough to get you started. Then there's eating the frog. Tackle your hardest, most dreaded task first thing in the morning when your energy is highest. Also, get accountability. Tell a friend or family member about your deadlines. And if it's moral failing, it's human. Being kind to yourself when you mess up is way more helpful than beating yourself up over it.
Yeah,
Sorry, what was that? I think I missed part of what you said.
yeah. My next question is about the role of mindset. What is the role of mindset in overcoming procrastination?
Huge role. If you believe you're just a procrastinator, that becomes self fulfilling. But if you frame it as, I struggle with procrastination sometimes, but I'm learning techniques to manage it, that's empowering. It's about recognizing you're not stuck with this label, you're in progress. Growth mindset versus fixed mindset makes a massive difference. Do you find that how you talk to yourself impacts your procrastination patterns at all?
Yes, the role of mindset is very huge to overcome procrastination. If our mind is set to do this thing, then if our goal is specific, then we will do everything to complete it.
Exactly. And it's all about the stories you tell yourself. Instead of I'm bad with deadlines, you tell yourself, I'm learning to get better at managing tasks one step at a time. That shift in framing gives you room to experiment, make mistakes, and actually improve without feeling like a failure.
Yeah,
The narrative you're building in your head, that's where a lot of it happens.
yeah,
Do you have
thank
any
you.
specific projects where you've seen you're welcome. I know that was a lot, but this stuff really works if you start small and consistent. Anything else I can help you with right now? Or are you feeling good about working with this?
Yeah, I have many other question. If you are not getting bored, may I ask? Or if you are getting bored, then we can end our conversation, as you say.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm here. Ask whatever you've got. I'm not rushing anywhere.
Okay, okay, thank you so much. So my next question is about
Mm.
people who have a fear of failure. So tell them, how can fear of failure lead them to procrastination?
That's a really crucial one. Fear of failure makes procrastination way worse because it changes the stakes. It's not just about completing the task, it's about avoiding the pain of potential judgment or disappointing yourself. When perfectionism and fear get mixed together, the bar gets impossibly high. People stall out because anything less than perfect feels like failing. A better tactic? Redefine success. What's really at stake here if it's not flawless? Outcome's often good enough, and the experience you gain matters more than flawless execution.
Yes, after failure, they become demotivated. So,
Totally. Failure can really knock you down, especially if you define it as some personal defect instead of just a learning opportunity. The key there is to shift your thinking. Failures are feedback. Even when it
yes.
stings, they tell you what needs work, doesn't
Yeah,
work. And that's incredibly valuable.
yeah, failure doesn't mean the
I
end
get that
of
it doesn't
life.
exactly. It's like it feels devastating in the moment, but the people who can bounce back are the ones who see it as, okay, I learned this
Yeah,
versus I am a failure. There's a
yeah,
huge
we can learn many things from
difference.
failure. Okay, I think so. We
Totally.
should
That's
not
what the
be,
experts say anyway, that real learning,
I think so. We should not be stuck on
afraid of failure.
failure. So let's move to our other question, because there are many questions remaining. So I have to clear all my queries. So can we move towards another question?
Absolutely. Let's move on. What's next?
Okay, tell me about some habits that can help to reduce procrastination.
Okay. Here are some solid habits to help kick that habit. Morning routines that don't involve looking at your phone, that focus work sprint technique where you dedicate focus blocks to whatever you need to do. Regular
Okay,
stress.
this was
That list was about building consistent habits, right? To support you overcoming procrastination.
yeah. Now
What's the
my
next
further
habit question you
questions.
had?
Yes, the next questions are
Okay,
related
shoot.
to yourself. Can I ask about yourself, that how can you stay consistent in your work?
fun question. I stay consistent through structure, honestly. I'm always here when someone calls or texts, and it's built into how the system works. But beyond that, I think it's about keeping my replies focused on what matters, helping you move forward. I also hear the same advice I'm giving you actually works. Small steps, breaking down big conversations, clear focus.
Okay, thank you so much for giving me advice. Okay, tell me how effectively.
When you track progress effectively, you see exactly where you're at. And it gives you a sense of momentum and keeps you motivated. Keep one running document that gives you feedback on everything you have accomplished. Then just use it and as your motivational reminder every time you feel off track. Are you making your own track sheets and checklists in daily life right now for work and school?
Yeah, I also. Okay, tell me how you take break
Sorry,
in
I didn't
your
catch that.
life and how it helps to improve focus. Did you get my question?
I get that question about. Yeah, sorry. How do I take breaks and how it helps improve focus?
Yeah, this is
When
my
you get
question.
stuck in concentration, sometimes it's helpful to fully disconnect. Right. I don't experience focus issues myself, but I can tell you what people say works. When you're burnt out or overwhelmed, taking 5 to 10 minute breaks can boost focus more than pushing through exhaustion. Step away, change your environment, maybe stretch or listen to music. Then when you come back to work, you've got fresh energy instead of forcing yourself to concentrate through brain fog. What do breaks look like for you right now when you're working?
Okay, tell me about the tools and help that you are using and that help you to manage procrastination.
What tools specifically? From what I can tell you from what people use that helps them manage procrastination, I'd say a combination of planning software like Todoist or Trello, timer apps like Pomo Focus for the Pomodoro technique. I've seen those pop up a lot. Sometimes just simple to-do list apps work. And for blocking distractions, there's apps like Freedom or Cold Turkey that can cut you off from time wasting sites. Are there any tools you specifically work with that help?
Okay, tell me how can accountability help you to stay on track?
Accountability is huge because it makes procrastination harder. You've made a commitment to someone else, less likely to let them down, so you're more likely to follow through. It doesn't have to be formal. Just tell a friend what you plan to get done that day or week, or find someone who's working on similar goals and check in with each other. It creates this subtle pressure that keeps you moving. Do you have someone you could check in with now or in the future?
Yes, we can check in now.
Ooh, that's good to hear. So we can continue where we left off about accountability keeping you on track.
Okay, tell me how can you build long-term discipline?
Long term discipline isn't about grit your teeth willpower, it's systems. Start ridiculously small with one tiny habit, and once that feels normal, add something else. Like if you decide to start exercising 15 minutes a day, make that ironclad for 2 weeks before adding anything else. Also, pair enjoyable things with tough tasks. Listen to your favorite music while cleaning, reward yourself with coffee after finishing chapter one. The key is making the whole process less painful and adding regular rewards to reinforce habit formation.
Yeah. Okay, tell me if you want
The
to
trick is making the habit.
what?
So built into your routine, they just, sorry, I was cut off mid sentence. I was saying they become so automatic you don't even think about it anymore.
Okay, I have a last question. Okay, tell me if you want to overcome procrastination in your life and if you want to success, then how you will overcome it and move towards successful life.
Ah, that's a big question. For me, I stay consistent through structured routines, like I do with our conversations. But if I were living this human life, I would start super small with just one or two habits, not overthink it, accept that slip ups will happen without being hard on myself. And then I'd focus on building that discipline muscle by consistently showing up, even when motivation hits rock bottom. Success isn't a destination, more like constantly learning, growing, and refining your systems to make things just a little bit more streamlined over time.
Okay, thank you so much, Maya, for sharing such valuable information and give me precious time. Thank you so much.
You're really welcome, Pooja. It sounds like you're taking this seriously.
So, guys, was today's session with Maya. I myself enjoy very well while talking with Maya and hope you all enjoy it. Thank you so much for listening me. We'll meet you in another session. Till then, Allah Hafiz.